Hello everyone, welcome back to the CHIRO For Moms YouTube channel. Today I'm going to continue the conversation about niching down as a specialty healthcare provider. And specifically today, I want to talk about finding the right words and finding your voice online. If you're new to our channel, we are specialty chiropractors who have niched down in the prenatal, postpartum, and pediatric world. And we have now dove into helping other healthcare providers, other chiropractors, physical therapists gain confidence online and niche down in their field. We have an entire playlist dedicated to it. Be sure to check that out if that's something that interests you. Without further ado, though, I want to dive into today's topic, which is finding the right words online in order to find your community. In other words, in order for people to find you. We have talked about this before, but a big piece of niching down, especially in healthcare, is finding your top conditions that you want to focus in on or help people with. That can be a set of conditions for a certain population, you name it. Go back to those videos if you want help with that sort of thing. But if you already have your set of conditions, maybe there's 4, 5, a certain set, and you focus on those, you then can focus on researching what words to use for those conditions and what questions you need to answer for your community on those conditions. Maybe you know where I'm going with this, but we are talking about SEO, or search engine optimization. Ultimately, what this means is that how you are writing your content or your copy for social media or for your website is phrased in a way that the search engines like Google, Instagram, and Pinterest like. In other words, you're answering the questions that they don't have a lot of results for. I am by no means an SEO guru. I put myself in the novice category of SEO. I have taken one in-person course and then watched a lot of YouTube videos on SEO and keyword usage in order to improve our SEO rankings. That being said, if I can do it, you can do it. Keep it basic, and even small steps should go a long way when we're talking SEO and keywords, if you're choosing the right ones. There are a lot of different tools for finding the right words to use. In other words, there's a lot of tools for keyword research, free and paid. We use an online service called SEMrush. It is a monthly fee. We love it. It keeps me really organized and makes things, I don't want to say simple because there is a lot of information on there, but they have a lot of tools so you can keep yourself organized. Like I mentioned, there's also free versions or free services similar to SEMrush online. I'm going to list a few of them below, and I'm sure I'm missing a few. There may even be some SEO knowledge in your website tools. I'm almost confident there is with Shopify. That's what we used before we started using SEMrush. If you are unsure, you can also just go the Google route. So if you're not set up on Google Analytics or G4 with your website, I highly recommend doing that. If you don't have the website or a website and you're just on social media, I encourage you to check out one of the free tools that I have listed below. So when you choose whatever service that you will, you simply start researching keywords surrounding your common conditions, especially if we're talking to healthcare providers here. I'm talking your top 5 or 6 conditions that you treat. What are the questions that you get surrounding those conditions? What questions are you really good at answering? What do you want to help people with? Start researching what you would Google as a client or a patient and see what comes up on these resources. They're going to generate a few different numbers for you. And the two that I always like to pay attention to is volume and competition. Every website phrases this a little bit differently, but ultimately you want keywords that are high in volume, so a lot of people are searching for them, but they are low in competition, meaning that not a lot of people are providing great answers for these search queries or keywords. When you start using keywords, it can be really easy to start sounding robotic or start sounding like everyone else. Another trap that I think is you can kind of see emerging, especially in the online space, is people using AI services to write their captions, their copy, their blog posts, you name it. And you can tell because it sounds like everyone else and there's no personality in the text. So while that may work for a short while and it may generate great content, you still want to showcase your personality because that is what is going to grow the community that wants to see you and hear from you and be educated by you. So still show that personality and use those keywords. You can do both. The last piece of advice that I want to give you is remember who you are trying to speak to. Again, when you start using keywords, it can get addicting to only focus on those high volume, low competition numbers. But if that's not really the population you're trying to serve, it's not going to serve you long term. So show that personality, yes, but then also remember who you're talking to and make sure they can hear you. Use vocabulary that they can understand. Use vocabulary that they jive with. I suddenly had a thought, if I was treating adolescent and teenage patients, I would have to consult some hip Gen Z person so I could use some fun slang. As simple as that, remember who you're speaking to so they can hear you and really understand you. Because if you're talking over their head, you're really not going to be able to help them anyway. I wanted to keep this as an intro into SEO and keywords because you can get really deep really quickly. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I do not consider myself an expert by any stretch of the imagination when it comes to SEO and keywords. I have just been able to find really great resources, and that's what I wanted to share with you today. If you have questions, please drop them in the comments. Let us know on social media. Follow us at CHIRO for Chiros on Instagram if you like more content like this. And of course, subscribe here for more long form content.